Good morning, students. In this class, let's discuss about. Good morning, students. In this class, let's learn about the ascent of sap topic, which is in the syllabus for paper 4, plant physiology and metabolism. Today, we will discuss about the ascent of sap. What is meant by ascent of sap? What are the parts involved in this mechanism? And what are the theories proposed by various scientists? And what are the objections for those theories? And what are the supporting elements for the proposed theories by the scientists? Ascent of sap means it is the upward movement of water and other components from the roots to the aerial parts of the plant. See in this diagram, roots are having medium to high water potential compared to the roots. Soil having the higher water potential. If we consider the leaf, if we see the leaf, it depends upon the water potential of the leaf, depends upon the transpiration rate. The water potential of the leaf is low when the stomata are open. Compared to the atmospheric water potential, it changes with the humidity, usually very low. Ascent of sap. Sap means here water and minerals, we can say. Upward movement of water and minerals is called as ascent of sap. Water flows from the soil contains water. Water flows through the root system to the xylem vessels and tracheids. From the xylem, water flows to the mesophyll cells. So water reaches from the bottom of the soil to the roots to the shoots. In this shoot having the xylem ducts and vessels, finally they are reached to the tip part of the plant. How this water is reaching from the soil to the tip of the plant, the transport of water and nutrients is called as ascent of sap or translocation of sap. So the tracheiry elements, how many tracheiry elements of xylem? There are two tracheiry elements in the xylem. One is tracheids and second one is the vessels. Tracheids are present in the young herbaceous plants, whereas we can see the vessels in the large woody trees. Here all tracheiry elements are present. Here tracheiry elements of sapwood only. Sapwood, only in the sapwood tracheiry elements are present. In the large woody trees, vessels are the conducting elements, whereas in the herbaceous plants, tracheids are the conducting elements. If we see the structures, what are the structures involved in the process of ascent of sap means water is mainly absorbed by the root hairs. Water is absorbed mainly by the root hairs, as xylem elements are present over the length. That's why xylem is responsible for the ascent of sap. Water ela reach out. First water is absorbed by the root hairs, later into the cells of the root, finally to the, it passes through the xylem and finally to the leaf mesophyll cells. So we have to know what are the structures responsible for the ascent of sap. Here secondary growth occurred in the first year. Before secondary growth, what are the structures present? So these are the structures. If you see this structure, this is the cork. మనకి ఈ బ్రౌన్ కలర్ బ్లాక్ కలర్ లో ఇక్కడంతా కనిపించేది కార్క్. దిస్ ఇస్ ద కార్క్. Later Here, if you see here, it is the primary phloem. It is the primary phloem. Yellow one we can see it is the secondary phloem. Between this vascular cambium, green color is this is the vascular cambium. This is the primary secondary phloem. This is the primary phloem, and this is the secondary xylem. This is the primary xylem. These are the structures present here. Before the secondary growth, we can see the simple structure. This is the medulla or pith. It is the primary xylem, the vascular cambium, primary phloem, epidermis, beneath the epidermis. ఇక్కడ వైట్ కలర్ సెల్స్ మనకు కనిపిస్తున్నాయి కదా beneath the epidermis. This is the cortex present. After second year, first year we can see again secondary growth will happen. So we can have to learn here epidermis, cortex, next primary phloem, cambium, primary xylem are present. In to it, pith is present. Structural organization of the vascular elements. What is the structural organization of these tracheids and visual elements? Visuals. These are the visual elements. You can see the perforations here. We can see the perforations, and these are the pits here. These are the pits in the tracheids. This structure is the trachea. You can see here, this is the trachea. It is a trachea, and it is having pits. And whereas compared in the tracheids and visuals, water flows in between the tracheids only through these pits. And here water flows through a continuous column. Perforations are present between the visuals. Tracheids have a large septal perforations that provide continuous system and do not afford much resistance to the smooth flow of water. Tracheids, they are having the special perforations. Through these perforations only water moves from one trachea to another trachea. There no smooth movement of water may be occurred. The xylem parenchyma provides access for the lateral movement of water towards the cortical cells. So cortex ki reach avvali ante water ఖచ్చితంగా కూడా through the xylem parenchyma ద్వారానే water అనేది it occurs lateral movement of water occurs from xylem parenchyma to the cortex cells. It contains the cortical cells contains many organic and inorganic components absorbed in the root system. It also acts as a storage tissue. So the trachea and tracheids with their large lumen and end-to-end association act as excellent pipelines for the movement of water and minerals. So tracheids, they lie one above the other. Through the tracheids, they act as a continuous channel from the root part to the stem part and finally to the tip of the tree. They forms a continuous channel of water for the transport of water from the root hairs to the leaf tip. How much the rate of movement ఎంత అయితే ఉంటుంది అనేది చూసినట్లయితే using dyes and radioactive isotopes, it has been determined that average movement of water in the xylem per 1 minute ఎంత ఉంటుందంటే 60 to 75 centimeters per minute. This is under normal transpiration conditions. However, this rate is not constant and depend upon the environmental conditions, particularly humidity of the atmosphere. So the rate of movement of water in the xylem is 60 to 75 centimeters per minute. Main theme to understand the ascent of sap is, so in the mesophyll cells, transpiration occurs. When transpiration occurs, loss of water occurs. It results in the increase of concentration. So when loss of water occurs, diffusion pressure deficit increases. And diffusion pressure deficit anedi, pressure anedi increases with the increase in the concentration. As a result, there will be absorption of water from nearby cells. And if water is absorbed from nearby cell, from one cell to the number 2 cell, so it leads to the increase in the DPD from cell to cell. ఏ సెల్ అయితే వాటర్ అబ్జర్వ్ పక్క సెల్ నుంచి తీసుకుందో, ఏ సెల్ ఇచ్చిందో దానికి డిపిడి ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది, తీసుకున్న సెల్ కి డిపిడి అనేది తగ్గుతుంది. So it leads to the pulling of water through xylem vessels of leaf. So this diffusion pressure deficit is finally reaching to the mesophyll cells to the xylem vessels, and the xylem midrib finally to into the xylem of the root. And it leads to the, due to this diffusion pressure deficit only, it leads to the continuous intake of water from the root hairs. So as a result of transpiration, what happens means here it leads to the loss of water. If loss of water occurs, diffusion pressure deficit increases. It increases, DPD increases with increase in concentration, finally leads to the intake of water from the root hairs. So what are the theories for the transport of water supporting this ascent of SERP? There are 3 theories basically: vital theories, root pressure theory, physical theories. The theories can be categorized into mainly 3 types. First then is vital theories, root pressure theory, physical theories. In the vital theories, they are firstly Godlewski relay pump theory is there, pulsation theory. We will see one by one. So theories of ascent of SAP. First one is vital force theory. Second one is root pressure theory. Third one is the physical theories. Vital force theory is proposed by Godlewski and it was opposed by Strasburger. And here it is also next pulsation theory and vital force theory. Second theory was proposed by, first theory is relay pump theory. In vital theories again there are into 2 types: relay pump theory, pulsation theory. Relay pump theory is proposed by Godlewski. Pulsation theory proposed by J.C. Bose. It is supported by Molisch, and so many other scientists did not support it. Coming to the root pressure theory, it is the second one. Third one is the physical theories. Again in the physical theories, capillary theory, imbibition theory, next atmospheric pressure theory, and accepted one is, and the important one is the cohesion tension theory. Among this first theory, among the vital theories, plant physiologists proposed several theories to explain these vital theories. First one, according to this theory, advocates propose that living cells are actively involved in the pumping water upwards. ఇక్కడ వీళ్ళు వైటల్ థియరీస్ ప్రపోజ్ చేసిన ఇద్దరు శాస్త్రవేత్తలు గాడ్లెవిస్కీ అండ్ జేసీ బోస్, వాట్ దే బిలీవ్డ్ మీన్స్ living cells are actively involved in the pumping of water upwards. So relay pump theory and pulsation theories are the 2 theories to explain the vital theory. It is stating that living cells అంటే బతికి ఉన్న కణాలు, జీవం ఉన్న కణాలు చాలా యాక్టివ్ గా వాటర్ పంప్ చేస్తున్నాయి. So relay pump theory. Godlewski proposed this theory. According to this theory, xylem vessels, this is the xylem vessel, and tracheids. According to this theory, xylem vessels and tracheids act as water reservoirs, and the living tissue surrounding these tracheids and vessels like xylem parenchyma, medullary rays pump water in an upward direction by drawing and releasing water alternately in the xylem ducts. Variations in the osmotic concentrations in the living cells encircling the xylem elements allow them to withdraw or lose water. సిద్ధాంతం ప్రకారం వెజల్స్ అండ్ ట్రాకిడ్స్ అనేవి ఒక వాటర్ రిజర్వాయర్స్ గా యాక్ట్ చేస్తున్నాయి. సరౌండింగ్ సెల్స్ ఏవైతే నివసించే లివింగ్ సెల్స్ ఉన్నాయో, ద పారెన్కైమా సెల్స్, మెడ్యులరీ సెల్స్, parenchyma cells and medullary rays, they are acting as vessels and tracheids are the reservoirs, whereas the parenchymatous cells and medullary rays, they are surrounding these the vessels and tracheids. They are the living cells. They pump water in the upward direction by drawing and releasing water alternatively into the xylem ducts. For example, this is the tracheids and vessels. Here, water concentration is very less. So, due to the DPD gradient, the water will be drawn from the vessels and tracheids. As a result, this will be rich in the water. So, ఇప్పుడు ఈ xylem ducts పక్కనే ఉన్నందుకు ఇక్కడ డిపిడి గ్రేడియంట్ తక్కువ ఉన్నందున xylem నుంచి వాటర్ అనేది డ్రా చేసుకుంది xylem parenchyma cells. మరి పక్కన సెల్స్ ఏమైంది, డిపిడి గ్రేడియంట్ అనేది తక్కువ ఉంది కంపేర్ చేస్తే. సో వాటర్ విల్ బి ట్రావెల్ టు దిస్ సెల్. సో ఇలా ఏమవుతుందంటే మళ్ళీ దీనిపైన ఇంకో సెల్ ఉంటుంది. కంపేర్ చేసినప్పుడు డిపిడి ఇక్కడ ఎక్కువ అవుతుంది, ఇక్కడ తక్కువ అవుతుంది. సో వాటర్ విల్ బి మూవింగ్ అగైన్ అప్వర్డ్ డైరెక్షన్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, సెల్స్ విల్ బి like this. In the cortical cells, water moves from xylem to the cortical cells based on the DPD gradients. ఎక్కడైతే వాటర్ తక్కువ ఉంటాయో, డిపిడి తక్కువ ఉంటుందో ఆ కణంలోకి వాటర్ ప్రవేశిస్తుంది. తర్వాత they alternately releasing into the xylem ducts. Variations only due to the variations in the osmotic concentrations. So water ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తుంది, it is allowing water to enter into the xylem parenchyma. Next, encircling surrounding this cell, comparing DPD in this cell here at first condition, here water is less. అందుకని వాటర్ ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడికి ప్రవేశిస్తుంది. మళ్ళీ ఇక్కడ ఉన్న సెల్ ఇక్కడ నుంచి సెల్ చూసినట్లయితే ఇక్కడ వాటర్ డిపిడి ఆస్మాటిక్ పొటెన్షియల్ అనేది ఎక్కువ ఉండడం వల్ల ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడికి ప్రవేశిస్తుంది. అంటే ఇది ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే, here how water will be means, here the variations in the osmotic concentrations in the living cells encircling the xylem elements allow water to withdraw water, release water. సో ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే ఇది ఒక పంప్ కంటిన్యూస్. మనం it will be like a continuous pump. That's why its name is called as relay pump theory. Living cells absorb water by osmosis, and finally water is pumped into xylem vessels due to lowering of pressure in the living cells. This staircase type of movement occurs. So suppose పక్కన ఉన్న xylem ducts లో ఒకవేళ వాటర్ తగ్గి ఉన్నట్లయితే ఇక్కడ నుంచి వాటర్ మళ్ళీ ఇక్కడ ప్రవేశిస్తుంది. ఒకవేళ ఇక్కడ వాటర్ తక్కువ ఉన్నట్లయితే మళ్ళీ ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడ వాటర్ ప్రవేశిస్తుంది. ఇక్కడ వాటర్ ఎక్కువ ఉన్నప్పుడు మళ్ళీ xylem ducts వదిలేస్తుంది. ఇలా ఆల్టర్నేట్ గా స్టేర్ కేస్ మూవ్మెంట్ లో వాటర్ ప్రవేశిస్తుంది. అందుకనే దీన్ని ఏమంటామంటే రిలే రేస్ ఆర్ పంప్ థియరీ అని పిలుస్తాము. సో ఇన్ ద ఫస్ట్ థియరీ, రిలే పంప్ థియరీ, Godlewski proposed this theory. According to him, xylem vessels and tracheids act as water reservoirs, and the living tissues surrounding this are parenchyma cell, medullary rays pump water in the upward direction by drawing water and releasing water alternatively into the xylem ducts. Variations in the osmotic concentrations in the living cells allow them water to release or take water. Second theory is the vital theory. Vital theory states that living cells are actively participated in the ascent of sap. So pulsation theory, it was proposed by the J.C. Bose. Here what he feel means living cells of the innermost layer of the cortex had rhythmatic pulsations. These pulsations are responsible for the upward movement of water. So what he had done means fine needle was attached to a galvanometer. This galvanometer shows slow oscillations. అంటే ఈ galvanometer ని తీసుకొని వచ్చి వివిధ రకాల సెల్స్ కి అటాచ్ చేసి పనితీరు చూసినప్పుడు ఎప్పుడైతే కార్టికల్ సెల్స్ కి అటాచ్ ఈ నీడిల్ అనేది తగిలిందో అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే it is showing violent pulsations. So what he is feeling means innermost cells of the cortical layer just present outside the endodermis. Just outside the endodermis, by their pulsatory activities absorb water from outside and finally pump this water into the xylem ducts, helping ultimately for the transport of water. According to him, transport of water is occurring by the pulsatory movements of the inner cortical layers just above the endodermis. This theory, though several experimenters was provided in support of this, no one are convinced. Many experiments conducted by Overton and Strasburger demonstrated that ascent of sap can take place in the xylem ducts. వీళ్ళు ఏం చేశారంటే పిట్రిక్ యాసిడ్ అనేది కెమికల్ తీసుకొని what are the living cells present along the path of the ascent of sap are killed by using picric acid. They conducted experiments on oat tree. They have supplied a color dye called fusion, which ascended up normally through the xylem ducts. So even though all the living cells are killed with the picric acid, ascent of sap could occur even after the death of the living cells. So these observations are serious objections. వీళ్ళు ఏం చేశారంటే so they have taken picric acid and a fusion dye was incorporated here. They killed all the living cells present inside the plant that is responsible for the ascent of sap. Even though they killed that living cells, but also the ascent of sap has occurred. That's why this theory was also opposed. Pulsatory theory was also opposed. Next theory, root pressure theory. Root pressure theory was proposed by Stephen Hales. అసలు root pressure అంటే ఏంటంటే it is a sort of a hydrostatic pressure generated in the roots. రూట్స్ అంతా నీరు ఎక్కువగా అబ్జర్వ్ చేసుకోవడం వల్ల ఆ రూట్స్ లో ప్రెషర్ ఎక్కువై దాని వల్ల రూట్స్ నుంచి మిగతా భాగాలకు నీరు సరఫరా అవుతుంది అని ఈ సిద్ధాంతం చెబుతుంది. సో some physiologists believe that root pressure is responsible for the movement of water upwards. Presley first time explained the role of root pressure in the ascent of sap by referring to the phenomena exudation or bleeding. How he supported this theory, what they are saying means due to the accumulation of water in the roots, due to that pressure, water is transporting from the roots to the shoot tip. How they supported the root pressure theory means by the phenomenon of exudation. What is exudation? Exudation ante enti ante, so if we cut the plant stem, a liquid is oozing out, flow of xylem sap, it is called as xylem sap from the cut ends of the stem. What is the flow of xylem sap is occurring, it is called as bleeding or exudation. It is a case of flow of water which in turn is controlled by root pressure. When water plant is cut near the base, xylem sap flow out at the end with a pressure. That is called as exudation. It is mainly observed in the herbaceous plants. Water oozes out due to bleeding. This is due to the hydrostatic pressure inside root. Root pressure appears only due to the osmotic pressure. If root is applied with the isotonic or hypertonic solution, root pressure అనేది disappears. The flow of xylem sap, we discussed that from the cut ends of the stem is called exudation. It is a case of upward flow of water, which in turn is controlled by, it is a case of upward flow of water, which in turn is controlled by the root pressure. Root pressure వల్లే ఆ upward movement of water జరుగుతుంది కాబట్టి మనం స్టెమ్ కట్ చేసిన వాటర్ అనేది బయటికి యూజ్ అవుతా ఉంది. అసలు ఒకవేళ ఆ రూట్ ప్రెషర్ అనేది లేకపోతే ఈ వాటర్ అప్వర్డ్ మూవ్మెంట్ జరగదు. వాటర్ అప్వర్డ్ మూవ్మెంట్ జరిగింది కాబట్టి మనం కట్ చేసిన వాటర్ అనేది బయట యూజ్ అవుతుంది అని ఈ సిద్ధాంతం ప్రకారం చెప్తున్నారు. రూట్ ప్రెషర్ how it develops mainly due to the osmosis, which is also considered as a physical force. So physiologists propose a cause effect relation between osmosis and root pressure. Root pressure is the outcome of active participation of living cells of roots. Starking considered root pressure as an active process involving the metabolic activity of the roots. Some objections for the root pressure theory are magnitude. First one, root pressure values observed in the plant. Actually observe చేసిన plant లో observe చేసినవి వాటికి కావాల్సిన అసెంట్ ఆఫ్ సాప్ కి చాలా చాలా తక్కువగా ఉంది. రూట్ ప్రెషర్ మాగ్నిట్యూడ్ జనరలీ బిలో 2 atmospheres ఉంది, which can lift water up to only 20 to 25 meters height. మరి root pressure theory cannot explain ascent of sap in the tall trees and shrubs. Second point, what it failed means the rate of rise of water by root pressure is slow, which compared to the actual rate of ascent of sap observed in the plant. Root pressure fails to account for this following also. కొన్నిట్లో రూట్స్ అనేవి తీసేసి ట్విగ్స్ పెట్టారు. Twigs without roots placed in the water also they remain fresh. Absence of root pressure in the tall trees, and root pressures are not coincide with the, some are negative, some are positive. When the transpiration is high, root pressure is negative. When the transpiration is low, plants shows positive root pressure. These are the theories which failed by the root pressure theory to explain. Coming to the physical theories, first one is the Whitehall theory. It's of two types: relay pump theory, pulsation theory. Second one are the root pressure theory. Third one is the physical theories. Physical theories లో చూసినట్లయితే మొత్తం 4 theories ఉన్నాయి. ఇందులో first one capillarity theory. This theory was proposed by Boehm. According to him, what means water or xylem sap moves through the lamina of the xylem tracheids and visuals as a result of capillary action of the force, and water rises in the narrow tubes of the xylem ducts due to surface tension. It also faces several objections. వీళ్ళు ఏమని చెప్తున్నారంటే xylem tubes కి capillary action ఉంది. ఆ capillary action వల్లే వాటర్ అనేది it is transporting from the root tip to the shoot tip, which is supported by the atmospheric pressure అని చెప్తున్నారు. So capillary theory, what it states means water rises in the narrow tubes, xylem ducts లో, in this xylem ducts due to the capillary action of the narrow xylem ducts, which is supported by the atmospheric pressure. Due to the capillary action of these narrow xylem tubes, ascent of sap is occurring, which is it is supported by the atmospheric pressure. Second one, imbibitional theory. Ascent of sap takes place due to the imbibitional forces through walls of xylem cells. వీళ్ళు ఏమని చెప్తున్నారంటే capillary reaction వల్ల వాటర్ మనం చూస్తుంటాం స్కెచ్ పెన్స్ capillary యాక్షన్. సో ఇంక్ వేసినప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది అంతా కూడా పీల్చుకుంటుంది స్పాంజ్. అలాగా xylem డక్స్ వాటికి క్యాపిలారిటీ నేచర్ ఉండడం వల్ల వాటర్ అనేది అది తీసుకొని అక్కడి నుంచి షూట్ టిప్ కి రూట్స్ కి మీసోఫిల్ సెల్స్ కి రీచ్ అవ్వడానికి కారణం ఏంటంటే క్యాపిలారిటీ అని చెప్తున్నారు. ఫస్ట్ ఫిజికల్ థియరీ. సెకండ్ ఫిజికల్ థియరీ is imbibitional theory. What they are saying means the imbibitional capacity through the walls of the xylem cells. For that, it is responsible. The imbibition is responsible for the ascent of sap అని వీళ్ళు చెప్తున్నారు. This theory was proposed by Unger and Sachs in 1879. According to him, water moves upward in the stem totally through the walls of the xylem vessels due to imbibition. This theory was rejected. It was why? Because it was not the walls which are transporting the water. It is the lumen of the xylem ducts which is the true pathway for the ascent of sap. So వీళ్ళు ఏం చెప్తున్నారంటే ఈ వాల్స్ అనేవి ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ చేస్తాయి వాటర్ ని అని చెప్తున్నారు. అది కాదు, లోపల ఉన్న లూమెన్ xylem డక్ట్ లో ఉన్న లూమెనే రెస్పాన్సిబుల్. See, xylem is present it here in the lumen, water is stored. Finally, atmospheric pressure theory. According to the atmospheric pressure theory, pressure plays a major role in the upward movement of water by filling the vacuum created at the transpiring surfaces due to the loss of water during the transpiration. The third theory, atmospheric pressure theory. This theory states that atmospheric pressure is responsible for the upward movement of water for filling up of the vacuum which is created by transpiration అని చెప్తున్నారు. Finally, so the theory ఎలా the maximum rise of water due to this atmospheric pressure, the rise of water is only 10 meters, but it is never possible under natural conditions on account of the non-existing of the free surfaces at the low end of the plants and also on maximum altitudes. సో ఈ ప్రెషర్ సరిపోదు ఎత్తైన మొక్కలకి. ఇంకోటి రూట్స్ కట్ చేసినా గానీ ఓన్లీ స్టెమ్ పార్ట్ మనం స్టెమ్ లో చూసిన which are not having the free surface, and in that also ascent of sap is occurring. So this theory failed. Cohesion tension theory. This theory was proposed by Dickson and Joly. This theory has been elaborately explained. It is also known as suction force theory. See here, root hair water molecule. These are the soil particles. From the root hair water molecules are entering. Finally, epidermis, cortex, xylem. Here, cohesion and adhesion. In the xylem sap, water will be entering. Through the xylem sap only water will be, they are transferred to the different parts of the mesophyll cells. Cohesion forces. What are the cohesion forces?
When fine water columns are subjected to transpiration pulls as great as 1000 bars or more, water column is likely to snap, but it does not 1000 intermolecular forces that hold rather than the forces. So in the 1000 ఇంత కింది భాగం నుంచి పై భాగం మొక్క దగ్గరికి వాటర్ తీసుకెళ్లాలంటే ఎక్కడ డీవియేషన్ లేకుండా కంటిన్యూస్ వాటర్ కాలం ఉండాలంటే దానికి కొన్ని ఫోర్సెస్ అవసరం. Cohesive forces between each water molecule is attracted. The attraction between the similar water molecules is called as cohesive forces. Such forces are called cohesive forces. మీరు చూడొచ్చు ఈ డయాగ్రామ్ లో వాటర్ is flowing in a continuous column. It is not breaked. Anyway, such forces are called as cohesive forces. They are nothing but the hydrogen bonds between the molecules. This overall strength of the water column in such narrow xylem elements has been estimated to be many folds higher than the transpiration pull and the gravitational pull even put together. ఈ రెండిటికి గ్రావిటేషనల్ పుల్ కన్నా ట్రాన్స్పిరేషన్ పుల్ కన్నా రెండు పుల్స్ కంటే కూడా వీటి మధ్యలో ఉన్న హైడ్రోజన్ బాండింగ్ చాలా స్ట్రాంగ్, సెవరల్ ఫోల్డ్స్. దట్స్ వై దిస్ వాటర్ కాలమ్ is a continuous column. Tension.
We have discussed earlier in this.
Transpiration pull develops a negative pressure or tension in the xylem sap, which is transferred to the roots. DPD వాటర్ లాస్ అవ్వడం వల్ల అది మీసోఫిల్ సెల్స్ లో ప్రెషర్ అనేది స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. మీసోఫిల్ సెల్స్ నుంచి ఆ ప్రెషర్ జైలం డక్స్ కి ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ అవుతుంది. జైలం డక్స్ షూట్ టిప్ నుంచి రూట్ టిప్ వరకు స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. సో DPD of water in the mesophyll cells increases. So water is absorbed by the cell wall from protoplasm. So DPD of the xylem cells increases when transpiration is rapid but absorption is slow. Water in the xylem cells is passed into the state of tension. ప్రోటోప్లాజం లో ఉన్న నీరు సెల్ వాల్ లోకి అబ్జర్వ్ అవుతుంది. దానివల్ల ఏమవుతుందంటే xylem cells యొక్క డిపిడి పెరిగిపోతుంది. ఆ టెన్షన్ అనేది పెరిగిపోయి ఫైనల్ గా the tension is reached to the xylem cells. So water will be lost by the leaves due to the transpiration by stomata. Water transpired through the mesophyll cell spaces also. DPD increases, water potential decreases in the mesophyll cells. Due to this, water moves along concentration gradient. Now the water is continuously pulled by cohesive and adhesive forces. This upward force is called as transpiration pull. So mesophyll cells లో కూడా వాటర్ లూజ్ అవ్వడం వల్ల ఆస్మాటిక్ పొటెన్షియల్ పెరుగుతుంది, వాటర్ పొటెన్షియల్ అనేది తగ్గుతుంది. దాని వలన ఏమవుతుందంటే వాటర్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ గ్రేడియంట్ అంటే ఎక్కువ హై పొటెన్షియల్ నుంచి లో పొటెన్షియల్ కి వాటర్ ప్రయాణిస్తుంది కాబట్టి రూట్స్ నుంచి సాయిల్ నుంచి రూట్ హెయిర్స్ లో ప్రవేశించడం వల్ల ఫైనల్ గా దిస్ పొటెన్షియల్ గ్రేడియంట్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ గ్రేడియంట్ ద్వారా వాటర్ అనేది ఒక సెల్ నుంచి ఒక సెల్ కి కంటిన్యూస్ గా రీచ్ అవుతుంది. What is meant by cohesion means there is a strong force of attraction in between the water molecules. Between the water, tensile strength of water plus adhesive strength of water. It is flowing in the xylem ducts. So between the xylem and water molecules, adhesive forces are also are there, due to which water molecules adhere to the xylem visuals. So what is the evidence for this cohesion tension theory? Transpiration pull developed in the aerial regions in the air is more than 1000 bars. Cohesive force that holds the water molecules in a column as narrow as xylem is very strong, and they withstand transpiration pull, gravitational pull. Because of the opposing forces, tension develops in the water column, which is results in the contraction and expansion of that stem, which is also demonstrated by the dendrometer. The diurnal behavior of the rhythmic contraction and expansion is a good evidence for the water column to be in tension when the transpiration is rapid or not. So మొక్క యొక్క కాండం అనేది ఎక్స్పాన్షన్ కి కాంట్రాక్షన్ కి గురి అవ్వడానికి కూడా మనము ట్రాన్స్పిరేషన్ థియరీకి సపోర్ట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ద కొహెషన్, ద ఫోర్సెస్ that operate the cohesion the forces that operate the cohesion transpiration pull, they are just passive forces. There here no metabolism is involved. Guttation means while transpiration, loss of water occurring in the form of a liquid through this force, the leaf, it is called as guttation. It occurs through the hydatodes. So what is the objection for this theory? Means here one experiment is also supported, which will be here. That experiment also be explained in the next class. Mainly the objection for this theory is the formation of bubbles in the xylem vessels. That bubbles also will be degenerated due to the transpiration pull. So in this class we have discussed about what we have discussed means what is meant by ascent of sap, what are the elements involved in the ascent of sap, what are the various theories. First one is the vital theories, relay pump theory, pulsation theory. Second one is the root pressure theory. Third one is the physical theory. Physical theory is capillary theory, inhibitional theory, atmospheric pressure theory, and cohesion tension theory, among which all cohesion tension theory is most acceptable. So thank you.